Is it possible to have a normal, intimate life?
Can you have sex? Sorry, I'm trying, but I just don't get it. Oh, she must be a gold digger.
You wouldn't ask that question of your brother, your friend.
Being with someone who's disabled is less than, and I'm somehow doing a favor.
My version of the story is that Mayfair made the first move.
So to be honest, it definitely wasn't like love at first sight.
It was only after we were tagged in a Facebook photo.
Sent him a message very innocently. It was just to say hi, thought you were cool. And then he invited me to lunch.
I guess our first official date after we became a couple, we went to a restaurant in West London. We got approached by a stranger, and maybe he was a little bit shocked to see the two of us together. And so, he kept, saying that I'm inspirational and, all of these on the surface, really positive things. But I think it's something that we kind of looked at each other and thought, oh, is this going to be a feature of our experience together?
So before Winston, I'd never been with anyone with a disability.
My disability is a condition known as osteogenesis imperfecta. That means, well, two things. First, bones don't develop as quickly as they should. So you might have noticed that I'm a bit smaller than the average male. Yes, there are practicalities that we need to think about in terms of handling my daughter and things like that. And then the other part of it is bones tend to be a lot more fragile than the average person. So in my lifetime, I've experienced over 200 fractures up to now.
So we started making YouTube videos. I mean, it wasn't our initial plan. Like when we got together or got married, we didn't have like an instant thought of, okay, let's start a YouTube channel. But it actually happened after we released our engagement photos first. So, I mean, we hoped there would be a positive reaction and kind of like friends and family and people we followed would support. But it actually went way further than we imagined.
And I'm thinking, physical intimacy, prioritizing.
Physical intimacy.
The biggest question directed at us is around our intimacy.
It probably doesn't look as different as like many people seem to imagine.
It's ableist, I think, for people to want to know all the gory details about someone's private life, but
yeah,
because it's us, it's, kind of open season.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey C-Fam, and welcome back to another video. I'm Mayfair.
And I'm Winston.
And we are the Clemens. You didn't do the dance.
No, so what we're trying to do is create and to normalize these conversations around disability and show people that, yes, we pretty much do a lot of the things that every other couple does. Some things might look a little different to how you do it, but, we're happy and we're fulfilled and we really enjoy being together. Okay, so today we're going to be addressing comments because I feel like we get so many different comments, most of them good, but we also get some interesting comments.
So in terms of dealing with negativity, I think in the beginning it was actually hard. Like I've had a lot of people say, oh, she must be a gold digger, things like that. It was hurtful because you never want anyone to think something that's not true about you or not accurate. I love this one because it's so typical. Sorry, I'm trying, but I just don't get it. You don't have to get it, sis. We are in a bit of a rush, so we're going to do like a proper hello, hi, chit chat in the car, but we're heading out for a little weekend away, hopefully romantic.
It's going to be good.
So I think with Winston having a disability, we do have to plan ahead a little bit more. So for example, if we are going to restaurants at a new place, check-in access or calling ahead of time. So I guess one of the big assumptions we get is that I am Winston's carer, but for us, that's not our dynamic. I mean, there are things like, for example, like I do the cooking, like I'll do most of the cleaning, but Winston is pretty independent, like I mentioned. That's what I said.
One thing that we spoke about from early on in our relationship was the fact that we wanted to have children.
Somebody in the womb, innit? I need to read this.
There was a lady who, again, like was really well intended. I guess she didn't realize that we were a family. And she was like, oh wow, like you guys are together. Like my daughter works at an IVF clinic. And you know, people like you have children. Oh, that's amazing. And then I kind of said to her, oh, okay, like, I mean, we didn't get pregnant through IVF.
Or my perspective on life is very positive. So I don't have like a list in my head. These are the 10 things that I definitely cannot do, because what we tend to come up with is an adjustment, you know, another way of doing a particular thing. I might not pick up my baby in the way that you might pick up your baby, but I'll pick her up in my own way. So the car is, I guess it's a big part of my independence because, and I think this is true in a lot of cities, but I know for sure in London, the accessibility isn't always perfect with public transport. So pretty much everything is operated by hand control. This control here, which is a accelerator and brake system. This red button here it looks a lot more dangerous than it is, but it's just a horn. We live in a world and a modern society that is not really equipped for people who are differently abled. So the car just allows me to have that easy way of getting from A to B. And then of course now, you know, having a family, I know it's easy for us to go out, socialize, or if our baby Malika's got a hospital appointment, we can take her quite easily. This gives me an opportunity to, I guess, to contribute.
Yeah, I definitely get days where I'm tired because, yeah, like physically, I probably do more of that stuff. But again, like we find ways to kind of help each other out. Of course, there are days, but yeah, we're blessed to have family around as well. Like if I really do need a break or if we both need a break. I think the most hurtful thing that I get is, which is a surprising one because most people say it well-intentioned, is when people kind of come up to me and say, oh, well done, like you're such a good person, because it comes from a place of feeling like being with someone who's disabled is less than and I'm somehow doing a favor. And it's hurtful because like if you met Winston, like I feel so fortunate to be doing life with him and it's such a blessing. There's nothing about it, like there's no way that I ever feel disadvantaged. It's so separated from what our reality actually is. Sure, I'd hope in 10 years time, if another disabled couple released a picture, it would be nothing but celebration.
So we are a couple of weeks away from moving to the States. We saw ourselves being in America and we've had an opportunity to basically go over there and carry on the work that we do as speakers and content creators. I can't wait to start our new exciting chapter in America with Mayfair and our daughter Malika. For us, I guess love against the odds feels like it brings us together, but it also gives us a responsibility that we embrace and we're happy to use to create change.